Hi, Super Writers. Today we're going to be working on our writing pieces. So we have written a beginning and we've written a middle to our personal narrative. So now it's time to write an ending to our personal narrative. That means you'll need another piece of paper. So to write the ending, something that is very important is to ask yourself, did you have a problem in your story? Let me look back at my writing piece. And I had a beginning, and in the beginning of my story, we went to the beach. But in the middle of my story, there was a problem. Let me reread my problem. Next, a wave splashed over me. So when I was swimming out in the ocean, a big wave came over the top of myself and my sister Sally. And I went underwater and water went right up my nose and I was coughing, and that was definitely a problem. When you have a problem in your story, you want to ask, was the problem solved or was the problem not solved? And if the problem was solved, you want to tell us about that in your ending, on your ending page. So I'm going to be looking at my middle page, but I'll have it right over here, but I want to think about how I'm going to write my ending, about how the problem was solved. So something I could think about is, how did the problem get solved? Well, my problem was solved, and it was solved by my dad. My dad came out in the water and he came over, he helped me get up, he said, "Are you okay?" So my problem was solved. And so I'm going to be writing that and drawing that on my last page, on my ending page. The first thing I need to do is I need to write a line across the middle of my page so that I have a place for my illustration and I have a place for my writing words. Then I need to think about writing and drawing my illustration. So let's see. I'm going to put a few of the details in my picture. So here's the beach. My dad was up on the beach, but he had to come out in the water, so I'm going to draw the water. And then I'm in the water, so this is me. And I was pretty upset. And I'm going to put my eyes, and even I had a few little, my eyes are right here, but I had a few little tears coming down. And my dad was right here. And Dad's got some hair. And Dad wasn't happy. He was very concerned. So he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's looking at me. Let me get his eyes there. He's very upset. And he's very concerned. And he's helping me get out of the water. Get his hair here. And he was up to his waist in the water. And I was still in the water, so I'm going to put lots of water. I make these little wavy lines to make the water. Now that I have some of my illustration done, that has given me an idea of how I want to write my writing words. So I'm going to put my marker pencil or marker down, and I'm going to count out my words. My words are: last, my dad said, "Are you okay?" That's 5 and 2. That makes 7. 7 writing words. But if I write all those writing lines, I might forget my words, so I think I'll just write 5-word lines. So here I go. Last, space, my dad said, are. Last, my dad said, "Are you?" All right, I'll stop there. And then what I want to do on my very first word, I want to go back and I want to look at my writing targets. Don't forget, writers, that we always want to start with a capital. Capital at the start. We talked about that when we did our middle. So I'm going to look at this word, last, because it's the first word on this page, and it's also the first word of the sentence, last. You can also look on a sound chart or somewhere you can see all of your letters, capitals, and lowercase, and I'm looking at last L, and I don't want to write the lowercase, I want to write a capital L. So I need to write capital L. Last, my dad. Remember, to know what's on the next line, you have to go back and reread. Last, my dad said, ooh, said is a sight word. S-A-I-D. Last, my dad said, R is A-R-E. Last, my dad said, are you? That's another sight word. Y-O-U. Don't forget, sight words help us write easy words or words that we've learned. Now I need to figure out what's going here. Flip and read. Last, my dad said, are you okay? Ooh, that's easy. Okay. Okay. Now, writers, I have to think about something very, very important. When you write a sentence, something goes right here. It's called punctuation. Let's look at our writing targets. Here they are. We talked about this one. That's one of our targets. Capital at the start. We've also talked about reread. That means go back and say the words again to see if they sound right. We've also talked about write the page numbers. But today we're going to talk about this writing target. Put punctuation. That's a really big word, punctuation. Punctuation may mean that your voice is going to stop, so you put a period to tell your voice to stop. Another thing you can put for punctuation is you can put an exclamation mark. It means you really mean it and your voice sounds like a volcano. It explodes a little bit. You also might be putting a question mark because your voice is going to sound like a question. So let's see if I need a period, exclamation mark, or a question mark. Oh, if it sounds like a question, I'm going to put the question mark. If it sounds like I'm just stopping, I'll put the period. I'll put that right there to keep my eye on the punctuation. Last, my dad said, are you okay? Ooh, did you hear my voice go, are you okay? Because I'm asking a question, so I'm going to put the question mark right here. I'm going to go and check that on my other pages. Let's see if I need a period, exclamation mark, or a question mark. Let me go back to my first page. A long time ago, we went to the beach. My voice just stopped there, so I want to put a period right there. Let me go to my next page. Next, a wave splashed over me. Oh, that was a stop, so I'm going to put a period that tells my voice to stop. Now I'm going to check for my last punctuation. Last, my dad said, are you okay? And I put a question mark because my voice sounded like a question. When you're finished rereading your piece, go back and color your illustration. Then you will need to press Add Response, and you'll take a picture of the ending to your story, and then you will press Check.